Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. You know, boat tours are a very popular tourist attraction down on South Padre Island. Most of the time, folks are there to see dolphins. But there's another boat tour in Brownsville that will give you a much different appreciation for everything that goes on down in our southern port. It's not often you get an extremely foggy day down on South Padre Island. During the winter months, when temps stick around the 60s, it's a bit more common that sea fog finds its way to the shores. Despite the dense cloud cover, it doesn't keep James Woodrow Wilson from boiling up some shrimp, because he's busy preparing a feast for a few folks looking to take a ride on his boat.
Welcome aboard, guys.
Once all the crew has the crowd settled in, Captain Woody, as he's called, takes the curious sightseers on a carefully guided journey through the port of Brownsville. So a 3-hour tour that starts in the fog, that's a little...
That was scary. That was interesting this morning.
The captain of the Breakaway Cruises port tour, Woody has one interesting past. And it all starts with his name. What's it like being named after a president?
Well, get a lot of grief about it. Still waiting for my check for Toy Story.
Were you Woody before that was Woody?
I was the original. Boots and all.
Captain Woody also has lineage with a very famous Texan who fought in World War I.
That was my great uncle that wrote the Texas A&M fight song.
Really?
Yes, sir. James Pinky Vernon Wilson.
Yeah, that's something else. That's cool. What's it like to have that connection in your life?
Well, just don't really tell a lot of people. There's not a lot of Aggies here in South Texas.
Did you go to A&M?
No, I did not. I got stuck having to work for a living.
Being behind the wheel of this ship is where he belongs.
Love driving boats, love being on the water. It's just been a passion of mine ever since I was little. And just meeting everybody. Everyone from all over the world I've met on this boat.
For a guy from Rockdale, it's surprising to me.
I'm telling you.
And he has one rule.
Well, I guess there is one. The captain's always right.
Oh, yeah.
And if in doubt, see rule number 1. The captain is always right.
He's fun. He's outgoing. He's very knowledgeable.
I get to sit up here and nobody bugs me and just drive the boat. It's all smiles.
Till the film crew shows up.
Yeah.
He loves when we have the young children on the boat. He'll bring them up inside and let them steer.
Oh, that's terrifying.
With assistance, of course.
Okay, good. Shannon Charrington helps Captain Woody on the tour, making sure things flow smoothly along the waters of the Brownsville ship channel.
There's so much to see out there, and it's so rich in history.
Where else are you going to go in South Texas to see stuff like this?
That stuff is all-encompassing when it comes to the economy of South Texas. While trolling down the port, you'll see massive offshore oil rig platforms being repaired.
That rig right there, they've got 5 more of them sitting out about 12 miles outside the jetties. I caught fish on that one about 8 months ago.
Oh, when it was out?
Yeah, when it was sitting out there.
Well, you were obviously used to seeing these things, but it's unbelievable how big these things are.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. And you're like, that floats?
Yeah, you look at stuff like that, say,
There's ships being built.
in Houston, they have shipyards that can repair, but not rebuild, not build from scratch.
And they do that here.
They did that here at Keppel Outpost.
And you'll see massive military ships being decommissioned. Is this not an aircraft carrier right here?
Yes, this was an old aircraft carrier. It was one that succumbed to arson by one of the crew members, and basically a total loss. It's worth more in scrap than it would have been for them to repair it.
Wow, that's something else.
Some get repairs and some get dismantled. 2 weeks ago, that was probably about another 100 foot out.
No joke. Wow.
Yeah, these boys, they rip stuff over here.
If space is more your speed, a pass by SpaceX will light your engines.
You can see it right over there. There's the launch pad right straight out.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Seeing all the rockets, whenever they're getting ready to launch and all that sitting out on the launch pad, it's amazing. Watching them take off and being able to land, 40 years ago, that would have been unheard of. But just seeing technology advance with what they're doing over here, it's mind-boggling to me.
But it's not just amazing things to see on the sightseeing tour. It's also a chance to enjoy some of Captain Woody's shrimp.
That's an old family recipe right there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget about the dolphins.
They get so excited and taking pictures, and they were waving at the dolphin like the dolphin are going to wave back. It's fun. It's fun. So,
Dolphin's like, throw me some shrimp.
yes. Yes.
So if taking a unique tour with a unique captain who happens to cook is something you'd like to see, sailing with Captain Woody on the Breakaway Cruises Port of Brownsville tour is definitely a unique stop on the Texas bucket list.
They could say that they've been to the furthest southernmost tip of Texas and saw what happens down here, what transpires, and have some of the best shrimp and sausage and potatoes you could ever put your mouth on. Really, it's just like you say, you haven't lived until you came to South Texas.